Say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I see Minnie Mouse.
You showing them your Minnie Mouse?
Yeah. I want to.
You guys are besties. Little besties. Huh.
Yeah.
My little besties.
Yeah.
Just cover Sissy's face.
Yes.
Well, you guys, good morning and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and join the family. Today I'm just gonna probably take you guys along, at least for our morning, afternoon, and then do like a little life update. I asked you guys to send me questions on Instagram.
I see.
Stuff you guys wanted to know, just an update. So yeah, let's get into this vlog.
Cute. Mommy, I'm the one.
I hate about this blanket in specific is how much fuzzies and lint it leaves on our sheets. And when you wash, if you wash this blanket with anything, then all the fuzzies get onto whatever you washed it with. And it's a pain in the butt. Beautiful. Okay, you guys, now for the main part of this video. Let's get into this Q&A little life update moment. I feel like if I do like these little sit down Q&A life update moments once a month or once every 2 months, then I think that would be good, because then you guys stay in the loop on how things are going, how my life is going, how motherhood is going for me, and just all that good stuff. Like I said, I asked you guys to ask me some questions of stuff you want to know, how postpartum is going for me, breastfeeding, etc., how all that stuff's going. So I'm going to go through your guys' questions and read some of them off. So first question, how has P been taking the transition? So the transition from being an only child to having a sibling. In the beginning, I want to say it was a little rough for like the first month or two, just because the attention wasn't mainly on her anymore. She share the attention and all that, especially because her sister was a newborn. You know, newborns need like attention 24/7, so it was definitely hard. But luckily I have an amazing partner to be doing this whole parenthood journey with. So Tyler has been such an amazing help taking care of both the girls, helping me with both the girls, helping me divide the attention between both the girls and making sure that they're both getting enough attention. So overall, yeah, I want to say the first like month or two was rough for Paisley, but now she absolutely loves being a big sister. She adores Raylan so much, and Raylan adores her, honestly. Just the way that they look at each other, they're just like, they look at each other with love and comfort, and it's just the cutest thing ever. We adapted Raylan to Paisley's routine so that we didn't switch anything up for Paisley, because that would have made it harder as well. So I guess that's a piece of advice out there for all you parents becoming parents of 2. Definitely adjust your new baby to your first baby's schedule. Next question, do you feel like your marriage came to a halt to prioritize the babies? In a way, yes and no. Yes, because we are literally with the kids 24/7, and as parents we hardly get a break separately or even together. Like, we hardly are able to go out and do date nights and stuff like that, just because we don't have a big village. Like, everybody that we do have, they are always working. My mom's out of state, like she lives 45 minutes away. Tyler's family lives 45 minutes away, and everybody's always working, so it's hard to find a babysitter. But we still do definitely try to prioritize our marriage and just make things work with each other. We do still do date nights, it's just we have to bring the kids with us, because again, we hardly have anybody to ever watch the girls, or if we do have somebody to watch the girls, it's to just watch one of the girls, not both of them. So that's been a little hard, but I wouldn't say it's come to like a complete stop, our marriage, like prioritizing our marriage, but it definitely has been paused like here and there, just because we're always with the girls, like I said. But in July, in July is our anniversary. We're gonna go see Jelly Roll in concert, and so that's gonna be like a little date night, and Tyler's sister is gonna be coming with us, so that's gonna be fun. We'll be able to get out without the girls and just have some fun. The next question is, how have you adjusted to being a mother of 2? Do you find yourself getting overwhelmed? Yes, I find myself getting overwhelmed, honestly, a lot. Like, it's a lot of work being a mom of 2 now. I feel like I've adjusted really well, because again, we adjusted Raylan to our schedule instead of changing our schedule for her. And I have a really supportive partner next to me as well to help me through it. Honestly, I want to say every single day I get overwhelmed. Every single day I get overwhelmed at least once, because there will be times where both the girls are just needing my full attention, and it's so hard doing that because I'm a stay-at-home mom and Tyler's working all the time, so I'm literally home all the time with both the girls by myself. So there will just be times where both the girls need me. Raylan's like screaming her head off while I'm trying to change P's diaper, or I'm trying to get P lunch or whatever, on top of Raylan screaming, and I'm trying to get her bottle, and it's just, I'm only one person, you know, and so us mothers, we're literally superheroes. So me having to multitask has become like a professional skill of mine. Add that to my resume. So yeah, I feel like I've adjusted pretty good, and yes, I do get overwhelmed. Another question is, if you could give the person you were before becoming a mom advice, what would it be? That's a great question. If I could give past me advice before I became a mom, is be patient with yourself. Definitely patience is a big key, especially with like your body and your emotions and your hormones and everything, because as a mom you go through so much. And pre-pregnancy, like before Paisley, I've always had body dysmorphia. I've always hated my body no matter what, and pre-pregnancy I still thought I weighed more than I wanted, but looking back at my pre-pregnancy pictures now, I miss that body. I want that body back. I miss that body. I hate all the mom weight I've gained and everything like that. But I have taught myself to be patient with myself, love myself more. So that's definitely a piece of advice, is to be patient with yourself and love yourself. Next question is, what was the easiest and hardest thing transitioning to 2 littles? I'll start with the hardest thing. So the hardest part of transitioning from 1 to 2 kids is sharing the attention between the 2, trying to cater to both kids at the same time, especially once my husband went back to work after I gave birth. I wanted to be in a routine so bad so that things would just be easier for me when he went back to work, so that when it came to trying to cater to both kids wouldn't be as hard, but that wasn't the case. We didn't start getting into a routine, I want to say, until a month after Raylan was born, a month and a half after. I was so used to only taking care of one kid, so then having to take care of two kids by myself during the day was definitely really hard. When I was pregnant, everybody that has 2 to 3 kids was telling me that the transition from 1 to 2 was easier than the transition from 0 to 1. And in my case, I think the transition from 1 to 2 was harder. Like, yeah, the transition from 0 to 1 was hard because we're like first time parents, like didn't know what was going on or none of that. But I definitely feel like it was a lot easier than the transition from 1 to 2 just because of the overwhelmness of it, the trying to adjust to 2 kids, trying to take care of 2 kids, just, yeah, I think the transition from 1 to 2 was the hardest. And then the easiest part of transitioning from 1 to 2 kids, I want to say, is that Paisley made it easy. I feel like she understood that there was a new baby here. She understood that a lot of my attention had to be put on Raylin. Like, she's always been independent. Ever since she learned how to crawl, she has been an independent baby. She's always independently played, she's always been independent. She's still independent. So because she knew that a lot of my attention had to go towards Raylin for the first couple months, she was okay with cuddling with me and Raylin on the couch. She was okay with independently playing. Like, I still played with her. So I feel like the only thing that really made the transition easy was Paisley, because she is independent and so she made it easy on me. She's just a smart little girl that she just understands. Like, she picks up on the environment around her and the vibes around her, and she instantly knows. Next question is, are you breastfeeding or pumping more now? So now I am exclusively pumping. And you guys, I have come this close to wanting to quit. It is so exhausting. Like, the other day we were at my mother-in-law's and I was washing my pumps out, and the diaphragm to my Mom Cozy pump fell down the drain, and I just broke down in tears and I cried, because it seems like every time I go to pump, some type of inconvenience happens to where it like almost prevents me from pumping. It's like the universe tells me, don't pump, don't pump, don't pump. So I've just seen it as, oh, I should just not pump. I should just quit pumping and just switch to formula. Like, that's how I have been feeling about exclusively pumping, because my diaphragm falling down the sink, it's obviously going to be dirty now with all the germs from the sink. So now I'm going to have to wash it and sanitize it, but I can't do that until we get home. And we weren't going to be home for a good few hours, and I would have had to pump again, and it's like a domino effect, you know? So my diaphragm falling down the drain was kind of just like the tip of the iceberg, and I broke down in tears, and it was just a horrible moment. But that's just an example of like what's almost made me quit pumping. There's been quite a few times where we're leaving the house and I have to bring my pumps with me and I forget a pump part. That's another example of why I've been so close to quitting. Exclusively pumping is just a lot of work, a lot more work than exclusively nursing. I exclusively nursed Paisley and it was so easy. So going from that experience to this experience and having to exclusively pump has been so hard. It's been a lot of work. Another question that kind of ties in to that last question was, how is your pumping journey going? And it's good. I'm still making enough. I am definitely making more than I was with Paisley, and I think a lot has to do with how early I started pumping. I started pumping literally 3 days after we got home from the hospital. So I think that has a lot to do with my oversupply, and just thank God that I do have a oversupply so that I can have enough milk for Raylin, because I stressed with Paisley. I was literally making just enough for her. But yeah, so my pumping journey is overall going good. Like I said, there's been multiple times where I am this close to quitting, but it is what it is. I'm still trying to push through. I really don't want to quit breastfeeding. Like, that's always been a goal of mine, is to breastfeed all of my kids. So I'm definitely pushing myself to keep going. Another question is, how is Paisley doing after her surgery? So I never shared it on here, but I did share it on TikTok. So if you guys follow me on TikTok, then you know I asked for advice on how to like get through Paisley's surgery and all that. Anyways, so I'll tell you guys on here. So she was born with an umbilical hernia, and if you don't know what that is, that's a hernia in your belly button. Come to find out, she actually had 2 hernias. She had one above the belly button that was 1 inch in size, and then she had another hernia inside of her belly button, which was like the size of a millimeter. So the reason I took all last week off from YouTube and I didn't post a video last week was because she got her surgery done. So I kind of just took the week to take care of her. Tyler also took the week off from work so we could just take care of her. But to answer this question, she is doing great. A lot better than we thought she was going to be doing, honestly. Her surgery was about 45 minutes to an hour long. The scary part was her being under anesthesia, but she did amazing under the anesthesia. Her surgery went great. Now, as far as recovery process, she is doing great with recovery process. I want to say for the first like 4 days, she had a lot of bruising and she was definitely in a lot of pain. They had gave her a bunch of numbing stuff during the surgery, so when she got out of surgery, she was numb for the first like 24 hours. So the numbing definitely wore off that next day after surgery, and she kept saying, "Owie, my belly, ow." So she was hurting, and we were just alternating between Tylenol and Motrin for her for pain medications. We did get to go home the same day as well. They just wanted to see how she would wear off the anesthesia, and she came off of it really great. So we were able to come home same day of surgery. The bruising now is pretty much gone. It's her incision and everything is looking great. Where they cut the hernias out, they put stitches on the inside of her belly, so those are just going to dissolve. And then there's an incision underneath her belly button that they closed up with like a glue bandage instead of like stitches or whatever. The hardest part of this whole process with her is trying to get her to keep it easy and not run around and stuff like that. It's really been hard because she is such an active kid. She loves running around. She loves being crazy and freaking falling off the couch and doing somersaults and all kinds of stuff. So trying to keep her from running around and being hard and like roughhousing and stuff like that has been really hard. They said for the first week in specific, she has to really take it easy. So it's already been over a week now, so she's kind of up and moving around a lot more now. But for the next month, 3 to 4 weeks, they do want her to take it easy. No parks, no running, no roughhousing, none of that stuff, because of the chance of the incision opening and stuff like that, and just because the hernia above her belly button was a lot bigger than anticipated. Otherwise, it was a really easy procedure, a really quick surgery, and she's doing great. I think I'm going to answer a couple more questions and then that will be it. Another question is, how are the girls doing? So Paisley is doing great. Like I said, she just had surgery, but overall she is her crazy 2.5-year-old self. She's doing amazing, growing great. She knows her numbers up to 15, and then she knows her numbers backwards, like 10 to 1, counting down. She knows her ABCs, she knows her colors, she knows her shapes. She is freaking smart, you guys. Like, I am impressed with how smart she is. As far as Raylin, she will be 5 months old at the end of this month. She's almost 6 months old, you guys. Oh my gosh, she is growing so fast. She is a chunk too, you guys. She is such a huge baby. She's so big, like, it's freaking crazy. But she's doing good. Like I said, she'll be 5 months at the end of this month, and at her 4-month appointment, I actually asked her pediatrician if we could start solids. With Paisley, we didn't start solids until she was 6 months, and we started with purees at first. And a lot of people that I know, their doctors said that their kids could start at 4 months. So I asked her doctor, I was like, when Raylin turns 5 months, could we start doing purees and stuff? And she said yes, so we have the green light for that. So probably at the end of this month into April, we will probably start trying out purees with her and see how that goes. With Paisley, like I said, we started purees at 6 months, and then I want to say around when she was 9 months old, we switched to baby-led weaning, and I plan to do the same with Raylin as well. Start off for the first couple months doing purees and then switching to baby-led weaning. I feel like baby-led weaning was such a good choice for us with Paisley because it helps with their motor skills, her pincer grasp, and just overall it helps with their development and growing and stuff like that, so that when they're a year old, they can handle solids a lot better. But yeah, both of the girls are doing great. Okay, I'm going to answer one more question and then that will be it. Last question is, what are your top baby must-have items? So I actually have a couple baby must-have items. One item is an electric bottle brush. I have been sharing about this bottle brush on TikTok a lot. So if you follow me on TikTok, you've been seeing these videos. But I absolutely love it. It's a silicone brush and it's electric, so it spins by itself. Rechargeable and everything. But in my opinion, I feel like this type of brush cleans bottles way better than the typical bristle bottle brush. So that's one baby must have. Two is anything glass. So like glass bottles, I definitely think are a must have because they are way more sanitary They're a little more on the expensive side, but I mean bottles in general are just expensive. So if you're going to invest in bottles, I definitely suggest getting glass ones. Like I said, they're just more sanitary, they clean easier, and they last a lot longer than plastic bottles. Another item is the Frida Baby nose sucker. I didn't use this with Paisley. We had it. I just never used it until with Raylene back in, I think it was December. She was super congested, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this bad boy out, and I love it. Like, I was always grossed out to try it because I was like, oh, the boogers are gonna get in my mouth, you know? But no, the tubing is long enough, and there's filters too that prevent the boogers getting into your mouth, and it sucks the boogers right out. Just use some nasal spray and suck them boogers out of your baby's nose, and it's amazing. Another product I recommend is a stroller wagon. Do not get a double stroller. If you have multiple kids, do not get a double stroller, get a wagon. We recently got a Baby Trend 2-in-1 stroller wagon. I'll insert a picture right here of what it looks like, and we have been loving it. We figured invest the money into a stroller wagon than a double stroller, because then you can use the wagon in the future for different uses too. Like, this one fits both the girls in it, no problem. You can use it with an infant car seat, as well as when the kids are grown out of the wagon, you can use it to carry stuff in it, like lawn chairs, umbrellas, food, snacks, coolers, whatever. Say you're going to the beach, you can use it to haul stuff to the beach instead of having to carry it and take multiple trips. Or you can use it for groceries when you're grocery shopping, take the groceries from the car into your house, etc. You know, there's just multiple uses for a stroller wagon than there is a double stroller. This one is for all of my mommies on here that are planning on breastfeeding or pumping. I have tried a variety of pumps, and my go-to pump has been the Mom Cozy V2, but it's amazing. I get such a great output with it. I have not gotten mastitis, knock on wood. I have not gotten mastitis. I've gotten a couple clogs, but the pump has gotten the clogs out like immediately before it turned into mastitis. So yeah, that's a recommendation, is the Mom Cozy V2. Another thing is, if you were looking for a clean, non-toxic baby soap or lotion brand, Tubby Todd. Tubby Todd is the holy grail, you guys. We have been using Tubby Todd since, I want to say Paisley was 5 months old, 6 months old, and we have not gone back since. Like, we have used Tubby Todd religiously since Paisley was 5, 6 months old, and we use it with Raylene now. When Paisley was a baby, she got baby eczema, baby acne, and cradle cap so very badly. Compared to Raylene, she has not gotten cradle cap. She did have a little bit of baby acne, but that's typical, but she did not get eczema. And I feel like the big difference is because of the soaps that we're using. When Paisley was a little baby, we were using Aveeno with her until we switched to Tubby Todd, and her skin has cleared up a lot. And then with Raylene, we used Tubby Todd immediately instead of Aveeno, so I feel like that helped with the cradle cap and the eczema a lot. I also use the olive oil ointment on my face. I'm breaking out because I'm stressed, but otherwise my face has been super clear. I use olive oil ointment as my moisturizer, so it's not just for kids, adults can use it too, which I do actually have a discount link for you guys to get 10% off your order through Tubby Todd. So I'll have that link down in the description if you want to check it out. Click through it, shop through it, do whatever, you know. I will always share about Tubby Todd and recommend Tubby Todd to anybody and everybody. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it on my baby must-have items. Those are like the top 4 baby must-have items for us. But yeah, you guys, I think that's gonna be it for this little life update Q&A. Those were just some questions that I received. If you guys want me to keep doing these life update videos like once every 2 months or once every month, then let me know down in the comments below, and I will definitely do that for you guys. If there's any other questions that you guys have or more you want to know about that I didn't cover, or anything, literally anything, it could be about motherhood, pumping, postpartum, how my social media journey goes, how to become a content creator, etc., anything. It could be literally about anything. Comment them down below if you have any questions. But yeah, so I'm going to close out this video right here. As always, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell button so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love ya!